Okay, in this video, we're going to talk about allergies. Um, I don't know if you're aware of it, but a lot of allergies are psychosomatic. In other words, there's been some type of trauma or drama that's associated with the particular allergen. And the other thing that we don't really have to know is exactly detailed information about what we're allergic to. We can get through that. We can clear it all up without having to know that. So I want to give you a couple of examples. And one of the things that I start with, the first step after people are in pose, I ask them, what is it, when was it that you first realized that you had this allergic reaction or that you had a problem with a particular allergy, if they may know that? And that starts to open up a thread of information that we just follow. So let me give you an example of one that I recently did with a young man who had been suffering from grass and leaf and mold and dust and environmental smoke. He just had a lot of allergies that he had, and it would make his eyes tear up, and he would sneeze, and he would have a hard time at one point even breathing. So when I asked when I asked him the first question, his body just started to shake. I mean, this particular individual is a really good example of how your body starts to release this information right away. And it released it right from his body. It was just like a miracle. And I asked him what came to mind. And he said, wow, he said, when I was a little boy, I would get really bad allergies in the summertime or in the spring and the summer. And it was so bad that I couldn't even breathe. I mean, he would just get choked up and his eyes would water and he couldn't even breathe. Well, I said, well, what happened? He said, my dad would turn on the shower real hot and steam up the bathroom so that it would be like a sauna or it'd be like a steam room where I could finally breathe because the steamy air or the steamy moisture in the air helped me breathe. But then I would get so hot that he would have to take me outside in the cool night air and then be with me. And it was like a bonding with him. And I think, frankly, what I was thinking about was I wanted to hang on to these allergies, to hang on to that bonding, that intimacy that I had with my dad. And I thought, wow, very good. So we went through all the rest of the steps and pretty well cleared everything up. So that's a big deal. Now, the other individual that I had, this person had an allergy to pistachio nuts. And I don't think he realized it at the time because he was having, he ate some pistachios one night and it created an allergic reaction where he would go into almost an anaphylactic shock where his body would turn red from the waist up and his face was all wrinkly and everything from the reaction to pistachio nuts. And he told me that, well, I got to skip all the paperwork when I went to the hospital because they put me right into the recovery room and started giving me Ringer's lactate. He said that I got to bypass the paperwork, and I thought, well, that's pretty serious. If they know that you need to go in that quickly and bypass the paperwork, because they don't usually bypass the paperwork. So when I was working with him, I asked him what it was that might have started this particular thing, or when did he first discover it? And he said, you know, I was eating pistachio nuts, and my son had called and told me that he had pierced his eye with a century plant. And I thought, whoa. So I associated that, or he associated that century plant going through his son's eye with eating pistachio nuts. And let me tell you, it pretty well cleared it up. Um, I always caution people that we don't want to make an assumption that it's going to clear up everything that you might be allergic to. So if you do this in a controlled environment after you've done the TAT protocol, then it can be managed. So in other words, have some adrenaline ready, or a shot, an epi shot, or whatever it is for the things that you were allergic to, or even do it in a supervised situation where there's a doctor present, or you're at the hospital, so that kind of a thing. So that's kind of the thing that we're looking at this week, is that people that want to get their allergens cleared up, you know, I still have my offer out there. If you want to do a session with me, just get a hold of me through comments or through my website, and we'll do a session. And the only payment I ask is that you give me a comment, or give me a little testimonial about how this has helped you clear your allergy at this time. So that's it for this week. And we'll see you again next week. And have a good, I hope you all had a good 4th of July and had a very nice weekend, and were able to socialize and get out into the world, and kind of feel a little bit of normalcy. Okay, thank you again.